He totally has to rethink how to hold the instrument for all of these things we're working on, not only to be like optimal, but even occur, you know? If your whole hand's like in this position, it's just not really gonna work to play single notes and try to wrestle that back into what feels intuitive for you. So even if there's going to be a part of your life where you chill back and play guitar, for the moment when you're practicing, like we talked about, just like move your butt back from your normal posture and just like sit back comfortably, so you don't have to be like this or anything. You can just like that. So the whole trick is not down here. So we're going to describe what you need to change about the guitar positioning. It's moving in, a half inch in this direction, and trying not to change too much else about what's going on. Like I'm sure I mentioned on your last video, it's not that the guitar's not going to be exactly straight, nor in a position like this, but lean back, it's like just this close to my body, and then lean back, so where I have to lean over to see the frets. So just please pause the video and just take a very long time getting into that position without even worrying about your left hand doing anything. Just like my right arm is at rest doing stuff. Now let's do something that's not on the page. First of all, just like pause and do the boring bit where you memorize which string is which, particularly 3rd string, 4th string, 1st string, 6th string. So we need to address this tendency you have to pick up on the high strings because it seemed correct. So before we even start doing anything, and the biggest mistake you're making consistently is like skipping a string. So just go, allowing yourself to have infinite amounts of pause in between. Recognize that it's usually around the 3rd string or the 2nd string where you start to have issues. And we are picking the 1st string down. We're just doing down right now. There is this concept alternate picking, but yeah, there you go. So just get used to interacting with that. And when you're playing, you tend to have your visual focus entirely on your left hand, but you can be shifting. Pentatonic 1, for instance, if you're on the portion where your hand's just going index ring, index ring, index ring, 3 in a row. You can probably be looking over here while you do that. If when we're recognizing this tendency, you have to go from the 4th string to the 2nd string, or the 5th string to the 3rd string. So yeah, just like pick the strings some, get used to being in this position. Cool. Now we're at like 241. So what we're trying to do is play pentatonic 1. When I'm around the 5th fret, my arm is parallel to the instrument. I'm not like this across my body. With my elbow out, it's just like that, at rest. And what's happening for you are the following things. Your arm not just being relaxed, but down here on your leg as a function of this all happening and also perpetuating that happening. So let's just do take however long it takes, painstakingly long, to just get the guitar set up. And then being aware that your palm's not always going to be touching the instrument. Just try to go 4 fingers all on the bass string, Take a while, wrestle your hand. What you're going to find is that you're going to be in a position more like this with your thumb versus your entire guitar existence up till now, which has been in this position. Down here, holding the instrument up, laying back, where, I have a hard time reaching my ring finger 2 frets away there, so we gotta really just start over. So yeah, left thumb position. We're not gonna worry about thumb over top right now. Let's just try to get you to I'm ready to use 4 fingers. And what's happening for you is that you're wanting your palm to be touching the instrument all the time, which was a product of it being down there. So the thing we did during the lesson was, you find, I kind of have to wrestle your hand into doing it, but yeah, your thumb, does this. And I just want to remind you again not to put your arm on your leg at this point, because it would be tempting subconsciously. So yeah, just get your hand in that position and make sure your knuckles aren't doing this. Totally, and your arm should be at right angles with the instrument. If I go to the 9th fret, that's more the position that you seem to be playing in. And when you're doing it, you're overcorrecting by moving the guitar in this direction too. So the short version is just to keep the guitar in the same place. But that's another thing you've been doing, is moving this part of the instrument too far away from you in this juxtaposition, which then, when I go to play at the 5th fret, I have the same issue that you do with it seeming like it's all across my body and weird. And so yeah, it's just like it just sits there with your arm resting on it, and you do stuff. Cool. So actually we're like 5 minutes in. I'm gonna do the next one as a separate video. We'll do all our pentatonic stuff.